talk to you a little bit about the kind of picture that we're seeing emerge as far as gold and silver prices are concerned, because gold, in fact, by and large, is not managing to keep up that momentum above that $5,000 an ounce mark. And that's been a key level to watch out for when it comes to bullion as well. Regained around half of its losses since that rout that we saw coming in when it went all the way down until $4,400 an ounce as well. But right now, what you're looking at is it's trading just a tad bit below that $5,000 an ounce level. Currently, you're looking at the focus this week being squarely on cues in terms of the US economy. And let's also try and decode the key triggers when it comes to the precious metals complex. In fact, you do have Tejas Shigrekar, Chief Technical Research Analyst, Commodities and Currencies at Angel One, also joining us this afternoon. Thank you so much for taking time out. And first things first, it's been a complex sort of session that we have as far as gold is concerned. It's the trend that we're seeing a little bit is that, first things first, initially in the first half of the week, gold does manage to eke out a little bit of gains, gives up some of those gains by the latter half of the week. But that $5,000 an ounce mark still remains the key one, isn't it?
Yes, absolutely. Thank you very much to having me on your show. First of all, when we see the overall outcome from the global cues, it's completely pressurized the gold and silver prices. If you see the decline comes from the global cues, like is affecting to the gems and jewelry sectors. Demand is completely collapsed from that side. As per the prices are keep making the higher highs. It's almost the central bank purchasing almost 865 tons in 2025, but it's right now is completely dragging up. If you see overall the gold and silver coins buying, it's almost going over the 12 years highs. It's approximately signing on the 2026 again is putting on the higher pressure on the prices, as well as the demand is still intact. If you see the overall outcome comes from the ETF also is completely surprising the overall how the growth is coming on out of 810 tons on in 2026, but on the outcome, if the prices are keep sustaining about year-on-year growth, is annual record highs is going to be ahead.
Well, absolutely, and the outlook that you have as far as gold is concerned in the near term, what are the kind of levels that you're looking at, the key triggers that you're looking at least for this week? Is it the Fed minutes that make it to your radar, or anything else that you're looking at by the way of triggers?
It's surprising we see if suppose in the coming May, there is again Fed chairman changes are there. So if suppose this prices are not sustaining and the Fed chairman's meets keeps going out, making the pressure on the overall the dollar term. So it could be see overall if upcoming gain is almost 11,000 crores to the up till the in the February to Jan in between. So it could make the pressure on the incoming inflow of the ETFs.
Absolutely. And speaking of ETFs as well, if somebody's already invested by the way of either the physical commodity itself or through ETFs, when it comes to gold and silver, what is your advice coming in for them as well?
See, this struggingness in the overall prices in the precious metal could be take a support in near about in a dollar wise around a 4,700 mark. In Indian rupees and MCX levels, if we calculate on that basis, is almost at the 1,20,000 to 1,05,000 mark. That's the best time to put overall into the ETFs, as well as the if we looking towards the silver prices. It could take the support at 2,20,000 to 1,80,000 mark.
No, absolutely. And given this kind of volatility, then those are the price levels that we're looking at. But if, let's say, somebody is invested in ETFs or the physical commodity, should they at this point be taking some chips off the table, try and come back at a better point where things are not so volatile? Or what is your advice coming in on that front?
Yes, pressure keeps coming whenever the Trump making some other announcement in suppose in today's market, there is a gain pressurized when they shifted into the Middle East and again is making the effect on the overall dollar prices. So definitely the prices could be take a support on the lower level and it will bounce back. So there is opportunities comes around of to make a selling pressure on the higher level. So definitely we'll get the opportunity to buy again and on an ETF basis as well on the physical basis on the low side.
And just wanted to digress for just a bit. Take a look at Bitcoin as well, because you've seen quite the pullback there as well, extending losses as we speak. Anything that you're looking at in terms of levels, if at all, any factors, but any levels that you're looking at also for Bitcoin?
Suppose these prices are keep making the pressure from the 1 lakh mark, and right now it's not able to be sustained on the higher level. Prices are completely right now making the double bottom, and it's on the chart and the technical front. It's made the higher height of higher bottom right now. It could take the support at 5,700 to 57,000 level to the 5,750 level, and it will take the bounce back again back to the 90,000 almost. And if suppose the prices are sustaining about the 1,20,000 mark, so it will see almost 1,50,000 in near term.
No, absolutely, and it's down over 50% after scaling that record peak. So those are some levels that you're looking at around that 57,000 mark thereabout in terms of dollars. But let's also be talking about the gold and silver picture in terms of the outlook going forward. What are you expecting? One, in terms of the near term, what are you expecting? And two, is there any event that could cause the kind of volatility that we saw off late in that two-day route that we saw coming in for both of these metals? Anything that is really standing out on your radar?
See, almost in the June to July outcome, it's from the Fed chairman's speech. It could be take the major event for the upcoming market. So volatility could be there, and near term, in as I mentioned, the levels almost in a gold prices, it would take the support at 1,20,000 to 1,05,000 mark. So on that mark, we'll see the new high. It's going to be raised above, and 5,500 is the next support for the on the dollar term.